We are back again, ladies and gentlemen. Griffin Murphy here with you guys today from docsports.com, coming at you with a free college football selection for Friday, October 17th, 2025. This matchup is between Louisville and Miami, Florida. Let's jump right into this breakdown as we have a very interesting situation here. So Louisville, they come into this matchup currently sitting at 4-1 on the season, while we have Miami, Florida at a perfect 5-0 on the season. And it's very interesting. So you look at this total and you look at this line. Miami, Florida at home in this situation, laying 13.5 points. Raises some eyebrows a little bit. And then on top of that, you have a total sitting at 53.5. So they're telling you points are going to be scored by both of these teams offensively. If the line is currently sitting at 13.5, they're also insinuating that it's not going to be a blowout by any means. Now, you can go into this now and look very deep. So Louisville, their schedule this season, they have one loss. That loss has come to Virginia, which was a 3-point differential, and they lost in that matchup in overtime. Other than that, they have not played anybody very good worth talking about, but went over Eastern Kentucky, went over James Madison, went over Bowling Green. They went at Pittsburgh. They beat Pittsburgh on the road, and they beat them by a touchdown. Well, Pittsburgh, they are coming off an outright victory over Florida State in their most recent matchup. So Pittsburgh, that actually turned out to be a very legitimate, solidified win. And I'm very high on Pittsburgh this year. They're a very sneaky team, always very well coached, great offense, and they are playing like it this season. Louisville, on the other hand, they are now playing very sneaky football. And I'm not going to say by any means this team is under the radar, but they're a sleeper right now, and that is why this line is sitting at 13.5. There is obviously a lot of traction going on in this game. Miami, Florida has been perfect this season. They have done everything asked of them. They're coming off a bye rolling into, they're coming off a bye rolling into this matchup. And in their most recent matchup, they played Florida State and beat them 28-22. Miami, Florida has had some tough matches this season. Obviously, blowing out South Florida, that was a huge implication for them after South Florida beat Florida. So there was tons of mass speculation and hype going on in that game. Then beating Florida in a 26-7 final. And Florida is actually a lot better than we thought they were. And DJ Lagway just looked so bad against the Miami, Florida because of how potent that defense is. So where does that bring me in this situation? If Florida is better than we thought, DJ Lagway is actually a very good offensive quarterback and could score points, and they only scored 6 points against this defense. That brings me to a total play, but I actually like two sides in this game. So first off, we're going to look at this. I believe this game has trap written all over it, and I believe Louisville comes in and gets the cover at plus 13.5. So that's the first route we're going to take. This is a sneaky bad line. Miami, Florida, they have been very dominant, and it's public across all speculations. And Louisville, their season has looked very easy with one loss coming against a solid Virginia team. But every single one of their matchups has been within one possession if it's been a close game. And they have a legitimate win over Pitt. Pitt just beat FSU in their most recent matchup. So, ladies and gentlemen, in this situation, we're going to take the plus 13.5 points in this matchup, as well as we're going to take under 53.5 points. I believe this is going to be a competitive game. I believe it's going to be slow and dragged out. I don't think Carson Beck's going to be able to excel to that level that we're all used to seeing him excel at in the passing game. I believe Louisville has a very strong secondary, so that is going to sustain Carson Beck in the pocket. They're going to have to utilize the run game to beat this team, and that always draws for closer games, closer clock management, which brings us to taking the underdog in this matchup at plus 13.5, as well as we're going to take the under 53.5 points in this matchup. So there it is. I have two selections for you guys in this matchup. You guys already have them. And just so you guys know, if you are a new member to Doc Sports, head on over to docsports.com/free60. There you can go grab yourself a free $60 account. You could use that free $60 on my premium selections over at the website. Those are my absolute best bets. Football season this year over at the website, we have been dialed in 22-9 on the season with college football and NFL combined for $5,520 in profit. College football this season, I am 13-4, coming off another 2-0 sweep this weekend. And NFL, I am 9-5 on the season, coming off a 6-unit best bet winner at 1 o'clock on Sunday in our most recent matchup this previous weekend. So there you guys have it. If you guys want to get on any of these plays for absolutely free and you guys have my free selections, we're covered up here, ladies and gentlemen. As always, this is Griffin Murphy from docsports.com. Best of luck to you guys this weekend, and once again, best bets.